Let me get a I'm gonna
That's it?
Yeah.
199.
Let me get one pineapple.
For any cents?
Hmm?
For any cents?
Do I have it?
Do you have it? 30
Yeah,
cents?
yeah, I got it. Said 20 or 30.
20.
All right, buddy.
You got bag?
Oh no, no, you straight. Shit. What is alchemy? I'm just trying to find that phone that you got in the potion. You know, been reading up on alchemy. Bro. Hold on. 'Cause, I got my tablet for my research purposes. So we can really dive into this. We can really dive into this. I feel you. I'm not. You know me. We're trying out here. Find somebody to play with. So, old school. All right. Yeah, man. It's hot as hell. It's just hot as hell. Hey, you know what I tell you how it is, right? I'm trying to tell you. You already know. Bring out your coat. Water and thing. I got. Yeah, I know what you got. No, I see that minute over there. Let me get. Yeah, you can give me a water if you want. Right. Appreciate it. Look, I see the little miniature. Amen. Thank God. Get him a little rising down. I love that. Bless you, brother.
Got this bit locked down like Fort Knox, right? Look, I got the whole um I got the whole history on this bitch right now on this alchemy shit. So if I wanna dive into this shit, let's dive in. It says alchemy is an ancient practice aimed at recreating precious substances using recipes and transformative materials such as the philosopher's stone. Alchemists believe that materials like gold and silver, gems, and purple dye could be recreated if the right combination of ingredients and transformative methods were found. Other avenues of exploration.
Hey, have a blessed one, man.
You too, sir. Thank you,
May God be with you, man.
bro. Appreciate it.
Everything gonna be all right. Just got to have faith.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look at you. Look like you ain't looking bad.
I ain't.
Sometimes you have bad days, but you look good.
Even if it look like they don't know what they talking about, you always gotta respect. That's one thing that I always talk to. Respect my elders. See, I don't get caught up in all that superficial bullshit. God manifests in many ways. So alchemy is damn near like they trying to play God. I just figured it out because they was like, bro, maybe we could recreate, maybe we could recreate this matter if we knew the correct number of atoms. So you feel me? Then what the fuck is an atom? You feel me? You know that they say, oh, all matter comes from other matter, allegedly. I don't want to smoke, but he say he used to smoke crack. Exactly. Deeper than a bitch today, but you going down the rabbit hole. Practicing all this evil ass shit. You don't even know what the fuck pagan ass shit. Basically, what alchemy is, alchemy is trying to play God. You trying to create matter from other matter. And it's basically what that is. You know what? Ain't no other way around that shit, bro. They know y'all are slower than a boss of rock. Don't call me, dude. They know not to call me 'cause I don't give a fuck. Like, literally don't care. They know that shit. But I'm gonna get back on this reading, this shit I'm reading for this alchemy. Bipolar ass motherfucker weather. Nah, it's sunny and it's about to rain.
Take it easy again. Alright, G. That's my shit too? Yeah, 2023. Oh, you shitting on me. Yeah, be safe, man.
Trying to figure out how the fuck, why is that shit was open and that bitch had two motherfucking cars in that bitch. My uniforms, I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm lost like a more. Oh, I just bought that shit. I'm tripping. I did good, nigga. I don't smoke. I don't be smoked out on this bitch. Extensive, extensive research on this subject. Social patriotism. What's patriot? What's patriotic? What's patriotic about being on camera? Let's like for real. I'm doing this for Mother Russia. I'm doing this for Mother Russia. Now, now we see these motherfuckers for what they really doing. So it's a bunch of science, chemistry, all that shit, bro. Chemistry and alchemy is like damn near the same fucking thing. That's crazy. No, I know it's deep. Knew it was something else to this shit, bro. that security guard. God came and gave me some water, y'all. So I was thirsty. Big trouble. Mmm. Nah, I'm finna read. Read good information. It says alchemy is an ancient practice aimed at recreating precious substances using recipes and transformative materials such as the philosopher's stone. Alchemists believe that materials like gold and silver and gems and purple dye could be recreated if the right combination of ingredients and transformative methods were found. It also says other avenues of exploration in later centuries were aimed at increasing the potency of medicines, finding an elixir that prolonged the life, and even achieving the redemption of the soul. Alchemy interested thinkers and practitioners from many ancient cultures as it posed questions relevant to natural philosophy such as cultures as it pose questions relevant to natural philosophy such as how do things come into being? What are things made of? Can some things be transformed into other things? The essential idea of alchemy is the answer to the third question is yes. The trick then is to find the answer to the first two questions and so discover the recipes and apparatuses necessary to create much sought after precious substances like gold. Always admired for its incorruptibility. Alchemists believed they could remove impurities from a substance and so make another substance entirely. Conversely, they could mix substances and create a new substance with entirely with entirely different properties. As it was believed, nature did this anyway. The real research for alchemists was to find a way to replace the natural hold up. I just lost my place. I hate when this shit happen, bro. Conversely, they could mix substances and create a new substance with entirely different properties. As it was believed, nature did this anyway, and the real search for alchemists was to find a way to replicate the natural transformation of substances and even speed it up using some sort of catalyst. This fabled facilitator became known as the philosopher's stone. Alchemy really took off in Greco-Roman Egypt from the 1st to the 7th century CE and was continued by practitioners in the Byzantine Empire and the Arab world. There was some cross-cultural exchange of ideas. The notion of an elixir of life, for example, appears to have first entered the Islamic world from China, eventually passes to the West. But Burns 12, as many ancient texts were lost during the Middle Ages, it was not until the Renaissance and the scientific revolution in the 15th century onward that alchemy came under further serious investigation. Although Islamic alchemy texts translated into Latin began to filter through the Western knowledge network via North Africa, Spain, and Sicily from the mid-12th century. In the following centuries, many Byzantine texts concerning alchemy also made their way to Europe, this time via Italy. The history of alchemy is often as obscure as the secrets the alchemists wish to discover, secrets that they firmly believe could be found through their careful study of ancient texts. To investigate the substance, to investigate the subject of alchemy is really to trace the origins of modern chemistry. Some historians even prefer the word chemistry to alchemy. The objectives of alchemy interested some of the greatest minds in history and led to them inquiring into the nature of the true properties that make up our material world. Ancient sources of alchemy are fragmented, and far from reliable in all instances. One of the oldest surviving texts of Greek and Latin alchemy dates to the 3rd and 4th century CE and is made up of two parts. These documents contain receipts from much older sources for such precious substances as gold, silver, gemstones, and Tyrrhenian purple. One of the what the fuck that shit is when that Tyrrhenian purple. Oh, one of the ancient authors frequently cited is the 5th century BCE philosopher and traveler Democritus. Who the fuck is Democritus? Okay, definition. Democritus was a Greek philosopher and a younger contemporary of Socrates, born in Abder through other sources, cite with his teacher, I can't even pronounce that shit, was the first to propose an atomic universe. Mm. Very little is known of, I can't pronounce that, and also known of his work has survived. But he is known by ancient writers as Democritus, teacher, and apparently wrote of many subjects besides atomism. Is known as the laughing philosopher because of the importance he placed on cheerfulness. His work, like that of, and I can't pronounce this, that dude, has been mostly lost, but later writers claim he wrote 70 books on topics ranging from farming to geometry, human origins, ethics, astronomy, as well as poetry and literature. Fragments of his work are cited by later philosophers, notably Aristotle of Stagger, who regarded him highly. He was the first philosopher to claim that what people to refer to as the Milky Way was the light of stars naturally occurring and not the results of actions of the gods, although at the same time he does not seem to deny the existence of spirits or the soul. Although his atomic theory makes clear that all things happen out of out of necessity, that one event naturally leads to the next. He maintained that people are responsible for their actions, that one must first consider the good of one's soul over any other consideration, and that it was free will, determination, not determination, that directed one's course in life. He is considered one of the most important Socratic philosophers, so called because they predate and influence Socrates of Athens, who directly inspired Plato and the development of Western philosophy. Fragments regarding ethics, but his concept of the atomic universe is also thought to have helped form Plato's belief in an unchanging, eternal realm of which the visible world was only a reflection. At the same time, his materialism changed this very concept. Democritus, in turn, was influenced by those who came before him, especially Parmenides of Elam, 485 BCE, Zeno, Elam, and Empedocles, the philosopher, thought to make the greatest impression on him. However, besides his teacher, the priest of Anaxagoras, who first proposed that all things are made up of seeds, which caused them to be what they are. Democritus developed this seed theory into the concept of the atomic universe. All right. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. Another source. Another source. This time from the 11th century CE, but obviously a copy of probably a 7th century text was likely made in Constantinople. This source, for, Corpus has a table of contents with a um, compilation of earlier sources. Corpus appears in a part in part in a 13th century collection of material of unknown origin known as Corpus B. Other medieval sources, such as Corpus AL, include parts of these sources and sometimes additional material and story, often with an unknown provenance. All these documents and later ones suffer from the problem that copies were not always faithful to the original text they worked with. Frequently, they are dubious to the dubious corrections and additions, but also symbols and vocabulary which remain ups, obscure. Something later alchemists took as proof that secrets were written in them if only one could interpret this odd language correctly. Ooh, several medieval treaties deal with alchemy and quote parts of those sources are referenced. There is two additional proof of text which come from translation made in antiquity of Greek text into Syriac and Arabic. There is two additional protections which come from the translations made in the Greek and the Turkish. Most other sources of alchemy date from the 16th and 17th centuries, and there was a great revival and interest in the ancient alchemists. Most ancient sources on alchemy credit the dude that I was just reading about as being the first great alchemist, or rather the first to document activity alchemy in detail of fragmentary text, aka natural and missionary matters. was recognized by later alchemists as being the earliest text on subject, and they the Hieronymus we credited it to the authors. Modern scholars refer to the author or authors as a pseudo. The text dates to perhaps the first century CE. It recounts failed experiments conducted in the temple in Memphis to achieve the aims of alchemy. What the man? This shit deeper than a bitch. For real, with good figure for alchemists to latch onto, but you could is made up of tiny particles called atoms. Different substances are made up of different combinations of atoms. By extension, one could therefore make a substance like gold if one only knew the right combinations of atoms. Transmutation was merely a reshuffling of known substances. This idea, combined with the ancient notion of nemesis, that is the belief that humanity, craftsmanship, and knowledge could imitate anything nature was capable of producing. In addition, as alchemy seemed extremely capable of producing. In addition, as alchemy seemed extremely difficult, perhaps almost impossible, and for faith was required in the practitioner. In other words, some sort of magic might be required. It is significant that the ancient Greeks did not use the term alchemy with any great frequency and preferred to call this mysterious endeavor a holy science or divine art. Man, that's big, big facts, man. Holy science or divine art. Could humans really recreate, change, or even better the work of the original creator? mm. So they playing God. They're trying to be. These last belief ultimate alchemists were at odds with religious institutions. Know how that shit look, bro? Evil in the bed. Let me get you, man. Let me get your autograph, man. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna put a video together about this bullshit, man. Cause this shit long as fuck. We'll be here all day reading it. This shit just keep going and going. Got pictures, demonstrations, or whatever. What would y'all let it do?